Welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic/Non-Classic. This is episode number 724 and Doubleshot number 628. Two more Fable trades. And they are books 8, actually this is book 9, and book 10. I'll talk about book 10 soon. This book collects issues 70 to 82 of the series. Yeah, 13 issues. A lot of issues. Yep. This particular storyline deals with the war with the adversary, where they finally take him down. Yep, he's taken down. Geppetto, who is technically the main villain of the series, he's basically granted a pardon, as that was part of a deal that Fabletown made with Pinocchio, but was to get Geppetto a pardon. He still acts like a complete dick, like he normally is, like thinking he's executing people, even though he really isn't emperor anymore. Nope. Yeah, and mostly this is by far. I think this is the story. This is a storyline that Bill and Willingham have been building up for quite some time. Like, wow. Yeah, this war only went on for a few issues. Yep. Simply put, for this particular trade, this one just is a combination of two trades. Yeah, it's basically books 11 and 12 of the original trade series combined into one. That's simply what this book is. Yeah, it's a storyline of War and Pieces, The Dark Ages, Skullduggery, Kingdom Come, and Around the Town. They also have an epilogue in here, which is really nice. It's a really good epic story that also involves the death of Prince Charming dies in here. Yep, Prince Charming dies after he's been part of the series since the beginning. Yeah, it's something though they have a character who's part of the series since the first story arc gets killed off in here. Oh, and by the way, he stays dead. Yep, he stays dead. Also, Boy Blue dies in here as well. Yep, he dies. Because he wore the witch's cloak for too long. Apparently destroyed his arm and caused him to die. Also, apparently because he was near death, Rose Red, a woman who, for some reason, couldn't be bothered to get out of bed. I'm not kidding about this. She pretty much spent a good period of time just lying in bed, doing nothing. It's almost like Bill Williams at this point just didn't care, but it just really just didn't want to do anything with this character. Heck, she was also revealed to be married to Sinbad. I'm like, when the heck did this happen? And then she kind of divorced him the Arabic way, where she says, I divorced thee, and divorced thee. Yes, saying that 3 times. And somehow that ends their marriage. And basically, Bigby had to almost force her out of bed just to go see Jack. Not Jack. Had to go see Blue. Had to go see him. Basically, she kind of forced him to say, if you don't go see him now, you will not allowed to see mine or mine and Snow's kids ever again. I don't know why Rose Red is being this stubborn. Yeah, it's so weird. And she does finally see Blue die quite peacefully. And, of course, toward the end of one particular story, they set up the crossover, the Great Fables crossover, which I'll talk about that soon. And, of course, the other one just stuff that's basically leading up to it. I gotta say, stories in here are really good. 9.5 out of 10. Next up is the storyline that is the only time that Fables ever had a crossover the entire time the series ever was around. Here's book 10, which collects the entire Great Fables crossover, which is basically Fables 83 to 85, Jack of Fables 33 to 35, and the Literals 1 through 3. They even throw in Fables Werewolves of the Heartland. Yep, which is a one-shot that had never been put into a trade before. I mean, if you look at it, this technically book is, well, it is basically book 13 with that particular one-shot, which had, yeah, this graphic novel had never been put into a trade before. Nope. Yeah. It's weird, though, that it's interesting that they threw this graphic novel in here just to make this slightly longer, especially when you have like 10 books in here. Yeah, These women are the literals. Yeah, they're kind of one of the main people of this crossover. And as far as I know, I don't think these people ever appear again. Nope. Jack, who is this guy here in the back. Yeah. Also, I gotta show off this cover. Yep, this is the full cover. And Jack is the one who, one of the literals is basically pulling on. Yeah, they're basically a group of women who basically are kind of like librarians. Oh yeah, and the villains are basically people who represent various genres. Blockbusters, war, mystery, western, romance, stuff like that. Fantasy, sci-fi. Yeah, these are kind of the main villains of the story, which is weird. And also this writer uses a feather pen to rewrite reality. Oh yeah, and they say that these people have been responsible for altering reality for a little while now. Oh yeah, and Bigby gets turned into a couple of forms. First, it gets turned into a monkey, and then it gets turned into a little girl. Yeah, I bet Snow White gets creeped out. Like, hey, I'm married to this little girl. This girl is actually a guy who was transformed into this thing. Yeah, it was kind of weird to explain that to her kids. Looking up this didn't last very long. Yeah, I think the reason why Bill Willingham did this because, well, crossovers are popular. So he decided to have a crossover between Fables and Jack of Fables. Oh, here's kind of the weird thing about this crossover. After this, Jack of Fables lasted 15 more issues before it got canceled. Fables managed to last for a very good period of time after this. Yeah, pretty much at the same time the series hit 100, Jack of Fables ended. I will talk about that when I talk about Book 11. But yeah, fun little crossover. And this crossover, I think, came out in 2009, I think it was. Let me take a look here. Yeah, 2009, this crossover came out. And I'm trying to remember what big crossovers happened that particular year. At Marvel, it was Dark Reign, along with Utopia. I'm trying to think, what other big crossovers happened that year? Let's see, aside from those two, that's all I can think of when it comes to Marvel. Let's see, at DC, there was... I think it was Blackest Night going at this point. Yeah, I think it was Blackest Night was still going on when this crossover was going on. So my guess is Bill Willingham's like, okay, I'm going to jump on that crossover bandwagon and just do a crossover. But like, okay, I need it because I need to have because he wants to spread this out over the course of 9 parts. He's like, okay, I'll have 3 issues of my Fables series, 3 issues of my spin-off Jack of Fables, which I do with Matthew Sturges, and Okay, that's only 6 issues. What about the other 3? Okay, let's just create a mini-series just for this one crossover. The Literals. Yep. Yeah. It's just a fun little story, and I do highly recommend it. In the case of Werewolves in the Heartland, it's just Bigby looking for a place for a new Fabletown is going to be. I almost forgot to mention, Fabletown is destroyed. Yep. The writer destroys Fabletown after basically the essential point of the series for almost 7 years. Yep, the town is destroyed. Somehow they lose their the magic that holds the main office together. Yeah, somehow they lose that magic. Somehow it's not properly explained. There's a new villain named Mr. Dark. They build him up for a future story, which I will talk about next episode. Yep, so they had to move to the farm. The entire town had to move to the farm, and they're living there right now. Oh yeah, and apparently this is also a period of time when Rose Red has become really lazy, just because people moved into her farm. Yep. Now, in the case of the Heartland, this one is noteworthy for having lots of violence and tons of nudity. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, they go like way over. It's like the artist went way over the top of the gore. And went over the top with the nudity because there's nudity almost every single page. And there's even one point in the book where Bigby is tempted to have sex with one of the women of the town. He's tempted, but he turns and he's like, yeah, I'm not doing that because I'm a married man. Yeah, I forgot to also mention the fact he has 7 kids. Yeah. Yep. One of the best parts of the story is him going to his big bad wolf form and just tearing apart these werewolves. Yeah, that's simply put, it's a werewolf story. Yep. But as far as I don't think any of the characters actually return. Now, one thing I thought was really nice about this story is they connected to a previous Fable story with him in World War II, and the fact that the guy who's kind of the main villain of the story. He's also the one who actually was part of a squad back then. And it turns out the reason why he's young, like, okay, why is he young? Yeah, it's explained. He's a werewolf. Yep, that's the reason why he still looks the same. Bigby has a good reason because he's a Fable. In the case of this other guy, now, he thought prior to him seeing him again, he thought he was dead, and there was one other guy who actually died in the series. He even explains himself, you're dead. I could have sworn you died. He's like, nope, I didn't die, I survived. Yep. And mostly about half the violence in here is just between Bigby and the werewolves. He just tears right through them. Like, he builds up to his big wolf form, and he just tears several of them to pieces. Yeah, and there's even this one really weird scene where, okay, first, let's undress. Have the entire group of people just undress, and then transform into werewolf form. Okay, I get kind of the reason why they do that, because they want to shred their clothes. Yeah, because that's what normally happens in fiction. Whenever a person transforms into a werewolf, a lot of the time, they shed their clothes, the clothes shred. Kind of like the transformation of how Bruce Banner turns into Hulk. Yep. Quite interesting little one-shot. It only came out roughly about 6 years ago. Yeah, you could probably also find not only in here, but also in its individual trade form. Yep. Oh yeah, because the fact we have to have nudity in this particular thing, not only is there female nudity in here, there's tons of that, there's even male nudity. I'm not talking about just off a guy's rear end. I'm talking about like if you're a female reader and you like seeing male nudity, you're going to be satisfied with this one because you see plenty of guys. You see full frontal nudity and rear nudity when it comes to guys. Women, kind of the same. Yeah, so it's equal fan service for everybody. Yep. I'm going to give this one roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's really good, and I do recommend it. Alright, so when I do my next episode, it will be the last book I have for Fables. And it will be a Mara book, also to go along with it. You'll find out what my thoughts on the Fable book in the next episode, and what Mara book I'm going to do next episode as well. Okay, but until I see you over there, bye.